Go.
With only 33% of adults in the world being financially literate, there's no wonder why the economy is yet to balance itself. We've seen the marches and petitions to raise minimum wage and to close gender pay gaps in the United States alone, but oftentimes these efforts fall victim to the same song and dance of wealthy dictating the wallets and the pocketbooks of middle class and economically challenged class. What's to blame? Is it the opportunity? Is it birthplace? Or is it lack of resources made readily available to the common person? At Grown Man Logic, we are a huge part, or it is a huge part of our mission statement to give back to those that are less fortunate in information as well as money. On this episode of Private Stock, we are joined by Money Coach Meka, who has made a deliberate point to empower women financially. So grab a pen, a notebook, maybe a glass of something to drink, and take in this edition of Private Stock. Welcome, Miss Meaka.
Thank you. Thank y'all
welcome,
for having
welcome,
me.
welcome.
Of course.
Welcome.
Eric.
Yes, sir.
Wait, I gotta say something first.
Oh.
So first, I just wanted to say, we was looking for a financial expert, and then I said, "Well, I know a girl," and Dewan said, "Say no more. That's it. We'll take her."
Thank you. Thank you.
Hey, listen. It's hard to get certified in Kendra's book. So, like anybody that she recommends, like is automatically solid with me. So, that's a testament to you, actually, Kay. So, like,
yes.
Yeah, straight up. E, what you got?
Do I want to? Okay, actually, how do I want to go about this? I don't want to bring the smoke. I don't want to bring the smoke early because I'm from the uncomfortable conversation. But how often do you do classes and seminars on financial literacy or whatnot?
I actually do. So I do classes. I haven't done one in the last couple of months, but I like to at least get a class in a month. I also do like one-on-one money coaching sessions for women, for my mom. So, and then I'm always putting information out there on my social media pages. I just want to make sure I'm continuing to empower. I know y'all gonna give me about it, but just continuing to empower women, especially moms, because that's where I really, really got started at. So yes, the classes, the one-on-one sessions, and then I just try to put information out there constantly to help.
Is there any particular reason why you chose to go down that avenue versus being like an overall money coach?
Yes, y'all ready for the story?
Absolutely.
Let me put you in my business. But no, first of all, I like to say I love to start out with saying, how many of us was taught money management in schools? Did y'all see it? Because I know I did.
Absolutely not.
Me either.
Put your hand down, private school.
Okay, private school. Okay, public school in a small town. But I know I wasn't taught money management at home. I wasn't taught in school. Like my mom was a single mom. She just raised me and my brother, and I didn't see it, right? I just honestly saw my mom trying to take care of us basically off of prayer, trying to make it from one paycheck to the next, sometimes not even making it to the next paycheck. And then with me, mine started when I became a single mom, right? I was married. The marriage didn't work out. Y'all know, or some people know, in the beginning of a marriage, everybody's mad at each other. Nobody's trying to help financially. Nobody's communicating. Nobody's talking. So I literally had to figure out my money just in order to take care of my son, take care of me, because I didn't have the financial help. I didn't have family and friends that I can turn to do it. So I was like, you know what? If I'm going through this, I'm pretty sure it's so many other women going through it. It's so many other moms going through it. So let me just show them how I did it. Let me help other moms get through it. So that's really how I got started.
So the ultimate fuck you to men. Got it. Kendra. No, I'm joking.
Basically.
we go hit him where it hurts. We go hit him in the pockets on this.
Yeah.
Kendra, what's up?
So my first question is when and actually I'll let Carla go first because I think this might be her question. Can you go ahead,
Okay.
Carla?
Well, I think I kind of
just want to make sure it's not the same. So I just want to make sure.
You.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
we
Meeka, So Meaka, you mentioned something so profound and it was very interesting because like I just connected with you for a minute.
Okay.
My whole season on the She Blows It podcast is called Made in Ignorance, What We Didn't Learn in School.
Mhm.
And financial literacy was this that was my second or third episode, whatever. I don't remember off the top
It
of
was
my head.
third. It was the third.
It was the third one. Thank you, Eric. It was the third episode. And I had a guest on there as well, but we talked about how, like, in especially marginalized communities where there's a lack of resources, teachers who can't relate to their students, and you also have teachers who are also financially illiterate.
Yeah.
And then, like you also said, like you didn't see that in your home. So now that you are in this space where you are now, where you can do one-on-one coaching, where you can provide resources such as your budgeting sheet for moms. What do you tell moms though? What do you tell moms who have no room to save money at all? They're living paycheck to paycheck. Like, what do you tell moms who are living paycheck to paycheck and they can't even invest in themselves? How do they invest in their children at that point if they can't invest in themselves? And then what do they do to get to the point where they can invest in themselves, in your opinion?
Okay, so that's what I had to do first. And I talk about that being the first step. We have to know our money. Think about it. A lot of times we work in, I can tell you, oh, I get paid $2 an hour, or I get paid $15 an hour. We always go to that, right? But a lot of times we never know how much money we bring home a month. Nobody really sits down and write it down. So the first thing I tell my moms is get to know the money that comes into your household. Find out exactly what you're bringing home. And I say that because y'all, I was working 2 jobs thinking that I didn't have enough money in the beginning. But when I actually sat down and I wrote my money down, I was like, girl, you bring your money in. Like, where's it going? So from there, it took me to actually write down my finances. Well, not my finances, but like my expenses, everything I was taking care of. Because how we just paying bills. A lot of times we just paying bills because we know they need to be paid, but not really knowing if we need to pay them, if we can afford to pay them, right? So the first thing I always say is get to know your money. Find out what's coming into your household. Find out what you're paying and find ways to stop paying some of these people so you can invest back in yourself, in your babies, in your household.
Um, what do you recommend, or is there a formula for like a percentage that should go? I mean, because there's a different like financial models out there, right? Where some
Yeah.
people say like 30% should go to bills, 20%. Is that something that you find in, or do you feel like it's situational, like per household?
I honestly think it's situational. I hear the 50-30-20 plan, 50% household, 30% to savings, 20% to entertainment. If you want to do that, that's great. A lot of people strive to it. But just to be honest with you, in the beginning, I don't see it. Like I didn't see me being able to do it. I'm not seeing a lot of moms being able to do it. So I would say it's situational. But also it's so important to find ways to cut back. Listen, these companies that we're paying, they're not loyal to us. So we're not going to be loyal to them. So we're about to call the insurance company and say, hey, Geico is about to give me something way cheaper than what you're giving me over here at State Farm. And a lot of times they will give you cheaper rates to keep you there, right? We're about to find ways to cut back on phone bills. We're about to find ways to cut back on internet. It's all about finding ways to cut back on some of the expenses to keep more money into your household. Like that's ultimately what we want to do. We want to be able to keep more of our money inside of our purses to be able to enjoy life, right? So that's ultimately
or wallets, or wallets,
or a wallet. Yes, wallets too. But it's always finding ways to eliminate some of our expenses, cut back on some of them, and you will actually be surprised what you can do. But you have to write it down. You have to know what bills you're paying. You have to know what expenses that you're taking care of. Stop paying bills just to be paying bills.
That's a bar. That's a bar.
Yeah.
Kendra?
Okay, I'm gonna start off real easy.
Okay.
So, how long have you been in finances, and what was your first job or first gig doing finances in whatever way?
Listen, the crazy thing is I've been in finances now 14 years. I literally started out as a part-time teller at a bank, like right out of college, right after having my son. So like he's 16 now, so this is all I know, right? But I did decide to become a money coach, or actually start educating people, to maybe 10 years ago, when I started going through my own journey and realizing, just because I'm in finances, family members thought I was their personal banker. So I was like, okay, well, let me start using this to my advantage then.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I got started. And then, the whole women empowerment thing came about, and I was like, I want to be a part of it. I want to do my part. So how can I help and how can I give back? And that's what I know, money.
And I also meant to ask, like, aside from the bank teller, what is there any other avenues covering finances that you also worked in?
So what do you mean, like any other areas? Because all I know is banking. All I know is teaching. Like a lot of times I did a lot of mentor, like in the banking world. And then also I volunteer what we call junior achievement here. So I went into a lot of schools. That was a passion of mine. Is I went into a lot of the high schools, our Black high schools, and I've taught money management skills inside of the school. So that is one thing that I absolutely love doing.
I asked that, and my mind is in 89 places all the time, but I thought you were an accountant for small businesses.
Well, I actually do it on the side, like some small businesses that I know, but that's not something I'm passionate about. That's not something that I care to do. But it's like, if friends of mine that are in business, I love helping with their bookkeeping. I don't mind, but
there you go.
Look, that's not something I want to be known for.
Okay, no, I was just wondering. I thought I was tripping, but
no, I want to be known for that.
Thank you,
Eric.
Okay, I got two questions, right?
Okay.
So, my first question would be, actually, do people have to be like hold themselves accountable and honest when they do, like when you said you set out your budget and you were figuring out where the money's going? Like, is that like, you can, some people will be like, oh, I only spend about $30 on entertainment, alcohol, or whatever their vices are, like you have to be accountable for yourself. Actually, like, I guess something like gas or fuel for the vehicle, that changes all the time. So you really can't count that. But like your own, this grown man logic. You got to be accountable for your own bullshit.
Yeah.
Like if you smoke, if you drink, if you kick it, this, that, and the other, like you have to, like, is that a thing that you, in your classes and stuff like that? Is that something that you teach or you emphasize?
Of course. When we talk about, now mind you, people come in and be like, oh, I only eat out once or twice a week. It's only $40. No, boo-boo. I know we eat out $100 a week, right? So listen, so we have to be honest. Or me, when I first came in, like, I didn't want to be honest about the shopping. I'm hiding these bags in the trunk, throwing them over behind the bed, in the closet, right? Those are things that we do. So you really have to be honest. And when we budgeting, we're not just budgeting for bills. That's one thing I always say. Not only the bills, we budgeting for child care, we budgeting for gas, groceries, all of those different things. We budgeting for the fun things in life. Listen, if we want to go on vacation, guess what? We're adding it to our budget. If we want a girls' night, we adding it to our budget. So when you look at a budget like that, and it's not just writing down bills that we got to pay, but I'm including vacation, I'm including girls' day, I'm including shopping. You'll get excited about budgeting. So that's we putting it all in there. And just to be all the way honest with you, with my husband, he has his allowance that he gets every week. He like, as long as I got my money so I can get something to smoke, I'm good. We budgeted for it. Period. He has a budget for that. He knows how much he's getting.
Hey, somebody remind me of this tomorrow. Budget. Yo, this is going on Twitter. I need a weed budget.
Meaka, I felt that because when I was little, I wasn't that little, but when I was younger, I heard my mom, kind of like bitching at my daddy sometimes, like, no, that's your budget. That's your weekly allowance. You done for the day. Don't come back. You're not playing lotto. You're done for the day. So when you said that just took me back to my childhood because I heard that. So I'm aware of these things.
Yes. And then me in the beginning, again, going back to my shopping, because we sat down and we decided what's right for our household, right? So we actually get a weekly allowance. And in the beginning, it was like I was spending mine on shopping. And then I'm looking at my husband like, okay, I think some of yours. When he started telling me no, when he was like, no, spend your money. I'm like, okay, I got to go back and rethink this because now he's not sharing his money.
Let me go return this handbag real quick.
Right. But yes, you do have to get real with things like that.
So when you and this is like a personal question, not for you personally, but like a personal question. Do you feel like that people unwilling to face their own vices and addictions and be integrity? Like, do you feel like that's the reason that like a lot of people attempt to budget and it fails?
I don't think so. I actually think it comes in with us not knowing, right? So we was never taught how to budget. We never saw it in a lot of our homes. So how can you do something that you don't know how to do? And I tell people all the time, I've been doing this for over 10 years. I still get off budget sometimes, but it's okay. I've learned that when I get off budget, just pick back up where I left off at and keep going. Whereas sometimes we get off budget, we may get discouraged and it's like, okay, I'm just not even going to do it anymore. And that causes way more damage. So whenever you get off budget, pick right back up, keep going. It's a process. It's a journey. Money management does not happen overnight. And I promise you, your money journey will continue to change. What mine looked like 10 years ago, it doesn't look like now. Next month, it's not going to look the same. So I just say, keep going. Just keep going.
Okay. All right. My second question, can we get a man's class? Yep, I'm here. I'm here now.
No, actually, I'm trying to put a class together.
She said no.
I'm trying to, because people keep asking me those questions, or when I talk about, me and my husband talk about finances, me and my husband get an allowance, people look at me crazy. And I say all the time, like, that is one of the biggest reasons for divorce. It's finances, not talking about money, people hiding money, not having that conversation. One person spending too much, So that's like a big thing about divorce. So I say, have that conversation, talk about it. Or I'm going to go back to us women. You know how they say women has a secret account somewhere or she's hiding money. Yes, I have my savings account. It's over there. But guess what? My husband knows about it. So if you decide to leave today, go ahead. Me and the kids are going to be okay. We talk about it. He has an account over there. I don't know what's in it, but it's his. So just being open and having those conversations. Or if he's spending too much, I will go drop the budget. Let me show you what you're spending, but just having those conversations. So I'm definitely trying to put together a class for couples.
Wait, on a okay. Is there a difference? Is there really a difference? Like, because I know that you're a money coach and you're catered to women, but the principles and the finances are like really the same, right? Like,
they really are the same. Honestly, they are the same. But when I'm talking to my moms and when I'm talking to women, a lot of times we put ourselves on the back burner to make sure everybody else is okay. Or if we're thinking about buying something for ourselves, we won't do it because we need to make sure everybody else is taken care of. Or we can buy this for our babies, or we can pay this bill. But if you're making that transfer to your mommy account, your diva account, whatever you want to call that account, make that transfer, include yourself. So when you walk in with that purse or that bag from shopping, you don't feel guilty about it. So when I'm catering to women, I'm catering to moms, I'm making sure we include ourselves because it's hard for us to do that. It's hard.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. I just wanted to get like an actual, because I'm throwing cap at you like all night. So like I wanted to make sure that we got some like information on there. Carla, what's up?
Carla, before you go, can I just, because she Sorry.
You switched to the original order.
I know, but it's like if I don't, I'm gonna forget it. Because Meaka already had like she just talked about it just now, so it was already like my question. So now it's not even a question because you stated how you felt about it. But I brought it up because in one of my Coffee with Kendra episodes, there is a story that I'm telling about how my mom taught me to have a private stash. That he doesn't know about, even if I wasn't working at the time. Like, even for a stay-at-home mom, it's important for us to have that private stash. And I did take a lot of heat from that episode from men and women. I call those women pick me women, but I did get heat from them, like, oh no, you can't keep money away from your man and blah blah blah. And the guys was like, well, why do you have your own stash? And it's like, for me, I just personally feel like if you my man and you love me, you want me to be taken care of. So even if you don't know what's in that stash, why would you not want me to have that in case anything happened? What if something happened to you and I didn't have, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just need to have that. So I just wanted to say that because you had already see, look at the guys. See, they ready.
No, wait a minute. No, hold on. There's so much to unpack right there. First off,
there's really not. You guys think it's something, but it's really not.
Hold on. From one of the people who give you the most smoke about that episode. It wasn't about you having a secret account. It was about what you said.
What was that?
You said that. First off, what is a that's Kendra's money. Don't worry about Kendra's money, but I need to worry about your money. Like, you was checking his pockets.
But see, I was gonna get to that. So
okay, all right.
Okay, so then I might be a little biased because you know what's in my account, but you best believe, okay, I got your social security number. Okay, I'm gonna know what's in that goddamn account. Now, if you ask me, I'll act like I don't know what the hell going on. Okay. You move up in a place with me. Yeah, your social was mine. So you're not gonna be having no secret account. I'll pretend it's secret, but I don't know what's in that damn account. You could be privately seeing the mistress, nigga. I'ma know what you doing.
But guess what? As long as my bills are still being paid here, she's not taking out of my household. Okay,
that's what I'm
saying. You to take care of two households. What you doing?
I just want to know what a pick me woman is. That's all I wanted to know. Out of that whole thing.
That's the girl. I think Carla know what those girls are. Those are the girls that say they okay with any and everything, just because they want to be chosen.
Pick me women? You call them pick me?
Yeah, they call it pick me.
Yeah, okay.
Pick me, please.
That's all I want.
You do that. I don't have standards. I'll accept that. I'll accept anything.
Yeah, and legit, it was something else I wanted to unpack out of that statement, but I forgot what it was because you went down this fucking rabbit hole. Carla, talk to us, man.
Sorry, Carla.
Oh, it's my turn now. My turn. Okay.
Don't do that, Carla.
I just wanted to make sure nobody else had anything to say.
Okay.
Meaka.
Yes,
Meaka, it's finally my turn. Okay, so I think we kind of all went through like the nuances of money and the stress of money. And I know, like, in your bio, you talk about making it stress-free for moms to take care of their children and stuff like that, right? But in the words of the notorious B.I.G., more money, more problems. So what I want to ask you is there really a such thing as putting money and stress-free in a sentence together? Because if more money creates more problems, like, is there a way to be stress-free when you're dealing with money, even when you have money and even when you have already attained a certain savings goal?
Well, I think when I talk about, for me, when I say stress-free, because think about it, we have so many other things we stress about on a daily basis, right? And so I just want mothers, not to have to stress about how they're going to take care of their babies financially, how they're going to pay their bills, and take care of the household financially. Like, I want that to be one less thing that we have to stress about, right? So when I say stress-free, it's learning your money, learning your bills, eliminating some of that stress that can come with, being a mother and taking care of everything that we do. So if I can help you eliminate that stress or some of it, and then I think I've done my job, or that's the goal, is eliminate some of that. So again, that can be one less thing that we can stress about, because we got 50 million other things in the world that we will stress about,
Absolutely. And I'm really digging your doable savings goal worksheet. And I wanted to ask you, when you constructed that worksheet, like, did you do it based off of how you would budget your finances, or did you just kind of like make it make logical sense for like easy for everybody else? Because sometimes it's hard for people to understand. Like, we understand what it is that we're trying to do, but like other people's don't. So you kind of have to water it down a little bit. So I'm just curious
I
about how
think
you
it was
cultivate
a
it.
little bit of both. I wanted to make it make sense and again doable. Because think about it, if you're saying, "Oh, I need to save $1,000 in 6 months," right? You just only thinking about this large number, this $1,000 in your head, and sometimes we get discouraged or we'll give up on our savings goals because that's all we're thinking about is that $1,000. So I always say, if you break it down and okay, so that $1,000, how much do I need to save a month? To reach that goal. Now break it down how you get paid. How much do I need to save? So that $1,000 I'm not doing the math, but it may now become $50. So you're no longer thinking about this large number. You're only thinking 50. And it's like, okay, I can put back 50. I can put back 25. And now that large goal has become doable for you to reach it, and you're wanting to reach it because you're no longer thinking, oh, how am I going to do $1,000?
Right.
It's hard doing $1,000. So that's what it was for me. I was like, okay, let me find a way for me to save, and I'm not giving up on myself. I'm not getting discouraged thinking about this large number. And then it was like, from me finding a way to do it for myself, it was like, oh, let me put it out there because I know with us, if it becomes doable, if we break it down to something that we really want to do, we'll do it. And then I always say, name your savings account, name it. So if I see that savings account that says Jamaica and I know I'm putting $25 in here, I'm gonna get to Jamaica one day, right? Because I'm putting money into that Jamaica account and I'm going towards that goal that I'm trying to reach, and I'm gonna get to Jamaica one day. So hopefully that helps, and hopefully it makes it more doable and then actually exciting to save, towards that goal.
Cool. And I also wanted to say, you mentioned about being aware and knowing your money. And with that being said, like calling the phone company and negotiating a lower price, because there's always a loophole. And, kind of like in the monologue, the wealthy, always try to find a way to, it's a big bank, little bank type of situation. But that negotiation piece comes with education. And then when I talk about, well, from a She Blows It standpoint, like when we come into those marginalized communities, that's where that lack of education comes from as well. Not only for savings, but also teaching your children that you don't really have to just let your money sit there. It's not gaining any interest. Like also teaching kids the importance of investments, because when you're teaching your kid investments, not only are you putting in X amount of dollars, but also teaching them the importance that this X amount of dollars in a year later, we talking about $1,000. Well, in a year later, it might be $2,000, So I wanted to ask you, do you support basically the theory that if children could do geometry, that they could read a stock chart?
Of course. And I honestly wish like money management, just something as simple as balancing a checkbook was taught in school. And then maybe a class on investing. Like that's where I am in my money journey. That's why I say it's always a journey. You're always in different phases, right? Because in the beginning, I was just trying to figure it out. And then it was let me learn how to save. Let me save a small amount, and build my way up. Let me budget for the fun things. And now it's like, okay, let me invest. Let me learn how to invest. And I honestly wish it was small classes or just something, for our babies to learn those things. So when they get out of high school, guess what? They're ready for those things. They're ready for those credit cards that's going to be thrown at them, that they're going to max out, and nobody is teaching them how to pay or use debt wisely, So I wish money management was definitely taught in schools. They need it. I wish I had it.
Yo, those are bars, Carla. Yo, I found why Carla don't respond to the group text, man. She fucking reading over on Meeka's page, man. That's what she was doing. Okay, cool. We see you. Nah, dope questions. E. Yeah.
What did I it was something you said about the reachable goals, like I'm sorry, you said how you said $1,000, $50 sound a little bit better, you know, like, and I've been to Jamaica, and I remember when I was trying to save up for that trip, it was like I need to do like between $150 to $200 a month. I gotta do this. All of a sudden, this happened, and I'm like, all right, I gotta work this overtime. I gotta do this. Hey, you need help moving, like, and I'm thinking like, yo, if I would have just took maybe like $50 out of each paycheck, or maybe start packing my lunch, like near the, I was like, I started packing my lunch, and I started doing little things. I didn't know what I was doing. I just was thinking like, yo, I'm tired of working all of this fucking overtime. I need that extra couple of dollars in my account, So when I got to Jamaica, like after all of those little things that I did not know that I was doing, I got there with maybe like $400 extra of spending cash. So I had hit my goal and then some. So, but now that I can recognize it, it's more feasible and reachable for me. I really ain't have a question. I was just talking shit though.
But yes, listen, and it's say if you wanted to go on that vacation next year, right? You're thinking about, okay, I want to go to Jamaica next May. You're thinking about it now. Think about how much your trip is going to be or how much you want to take for spending money, and start saving for it now. Like the earlier that you save, and I say save a small amount over a longer period of time, right? So like me and my husband just came back from Cancun. I started planning for Cancun last year. Let me give myself a year to save up for it, so it's smaller than that $50, right? So when we went to Cancun, the trip was paid for. I was like, I want to take $1,000 spending money. That was ready. So while I'm in Cancun, I'm not thinking about bills that I got to pay when I come back home. I'm not thinking about if I took light bill money, different things like that, because I started a year early to get to where I want to be now, right? Or another one, I say Christmas come every year. So we're in October and November trying to struggle and figure out what we're going to do for Christmas. But if you start in January thinking about, okay, Christmas, I want to spend $500. I want to spend $1,000 for Christmas. Break it down, and you're going to save that over 11 months, right? Okay, so how much am I going to save every pay period over 11 months? So when you're ready to do your Christmas shopping, you're ready. You'll probably only save $10, $15 to get you there, right? So we're not stressing to get here like it's a surprise. We knew it.
I have a question. I have a question, Meaka. Hold on. Can I ask Meaka a question real quick? Okay. Yeah. So when you talked about, you mentioned like the different accounts, right? So what I'm kind of curious to know, like about your savings. So, like for me, I do direct deposit on one account, but I know there are people who do they'll do parts of their paycheck in one account. So do you separate your accounts by bills? Do you separate your accounts by entertainment? Do you separate your accounts by vacation, and you have like your check direct deposited to take a percentage out and implement into each of those accounts?
Okay, so definitely separate your money. That's a big thing, separate it. So with my household, we have a bill account, and in that bill account, our paychecks are deposited. Whatever I pay myself for the business, all goes into the bill account, right? And then we have a household account. So like the gas, the groceries, different things like that, I'll put money into the household account for that. Or for the kids, different things that may come up. We have a cushion inside of the household account. And then we have our own personal checking accounts. So his weekly allowance goes into his account, mine go into my account. So I'm not afraid that if I go out and buy this or if I buy that, I'm gonna spend bill money. Bill money is in this account and it's gonna be taken care of. I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to worry about his spending. I don't have to worry about if I'm overspending. But honey, that savings, if I showed you my online banking and you saw all of these savings accounts going down, because everything that I'm saving for, it has its own separate account and it has its own name. So think about it. If you're putting everything into one savings account, right? You got your emergency, you got your vacation, you got Christmas. But if it's all going into one savings account, first of all, you don't know what all you're saving for. You don't know if you hit your goal. You're not excited about that vacation because it's all just sitting over there together. So if you name each one of your savings accounts, you know exactly what you're saving for. You know if you hit that goal, and you're excited about it because, again, this is something that you're doing for yourself. You're achieving your goal, and you can see it grow. So separate your savings all over.
It's something you said, like it was something about the separate savings, right? I'm going to Egypt in 2023.
Mhm.
Everybody's thinking I'm crazy because they're saying, why are you planning it right now? That's 2 years out. Because I'm trying to budget money. I'm running a business. I'm doing this, that, and the other. I don't want to worry about, come May of 2023, I'm sitting up there looking stupid because I'm $3,000 short. So,
Right.
so like the separate savings, right? So let's say like you're saving for Jamaica. So once you hit that goal and you go to Jamaica and you still got that savings account, do you just sit up there and flip it over to another name or something like that, or
Yes.
money
Where
out
am
of?
I going next? Look, where am
Okay,
I?
all right. I thought that you probably close that savings, put that money over here, this, that, and the other,
Okay.
but you just flip it.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I just changed the name. So it was Jamaica. One time it was Punta Cana. It was Cancun. I just
That was
changed the
dope.
name of it.
That
So
was
I
dope
think,
too.
okay, Cancun, I'm almost there. I got $100 more to go, and you can actually, and I get excited. I don't know about anybody else, but once I see that goal getting there, like what I set for myself, I know for once I can achieve that goal, and it's almost time to go on vacation.
Girl, you
Yes.
have me sitting here in my bank account, like about to start all these different accounts because I only have two. I have a
Please do.
checking and I have a savings. I've never
No.
Check and go to my savings. Never
you just really gave me a whole different perspective on like how to organize things because I'm I'm very like structured and I like to take notes and I like things organized a certain way. Like I'm very like OCD about like how things are. So now I'm like, damn, why didn't I think about that a long time ago? I could have been super organized my shit. So thank you. You have me over here
Well, you're welcome.
opening
I'm
new
glad I
accounts.
can help.
She was organized. You about to center in the OCD. Kendra, what you got?
So so I heard I believe his name is MJ Harris. For you guys that are not familiar with him, it's like one of my favorite gay guys, right? He was doing an interview. He was doing an interview on the way that blacks handle money. And he said a lot of the reasons why we don't actually become wealthy is because the more money that we make, the more that we spend. Um, and I know that I love you, mommy. But one of the things that she says, because I'm always on her about wasting money, right? She says, I work hard, I deserve something. And I know that we've all heard that before. I work hard, I deserve this. I deserve this new car. I deserve this. How do you feel about that statement? And then where do you think we can actually how can someone deserve something nice but still be mindful of spending?
I think first of all, that's a mind thing. That's a mindset. Because for me, it's like I want more money, but I want to put more money into investing. I want to put more money into saving. And a lot of times that's what we're taught today in today's world. You want to have the finer things, you want to keep up with the Joneses. But listen, it was one thing that my therapist told me that it was like an aha moment. She was like, these fancy neighborhoods with these huge houses, with the doctors and the lawyers, all of them staying. And she was like, I have a friend that works for the electric company. She was like, and he told her, that's the neighborhood that I stay in. So they have these huge houses. They're trying to keep up with the Joneses, but they can't even keep the lights on, And so in my mind, I'm always saying, I want to keep more money in my household. I want to save more. So with that, again, I'm having an account set aside for emergency savings, or household savings, different things like that. And then I hold myself accountable by only giving myself an allowance. You hear me talk about he get this amount, I get that amount. And in my mind, I know if I spend that, I can't go back and get more into the next payday. So just by me conditioning myself, to know that if I spend this, I can't get any more, right? And I still have that cushion in household. I still have those savings accounts. So I'm still keeping more of my money. So I think it's a mindset.
How could someone go about shifting that mindset? Because I know, like, just me growing, like, just me kind of like hearing that myself, I've been in that. I'm like, well, shit, I do, I'm a single mom, and there's been a few times in my life where I'm working 2 jobs, like, and I dealt with like mommy guilt because, I was like, damn, I'm not spending enough time with my kids. I'm coming home, I'm taking a nap, and I'm going back to where I don't know what the fuck my kids even did today. I haven't had a conversation with them, right? And so, like, just kind of like hearing that, I felt the same way. Like, shit, well, shit, I deserve something nice. Shit, I want the new Apple Watch. I'm gonna go get it because I work fucking hard, and which I did. And I know that I'm not the only one that has, kind of been in that mindset as well. Like, how can one go about shifting that? Because I know I don't necessarily look at things like that now. But what would you say, like, to our listeners, like, where can we like make that adjustment?
First of all, you do deserve it. I want you to know that because we work hard. Listen, you deserve it. I tell people that all the time. We get up and we go to jobs sometimes that we don't even want to go to.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Every day.
We making sure everybody and everything else around us is taken care of. So why shouldn't you do something for Kendra? Why shouldn't you buy Kendra the Apple Watch? Right? Mm-hmm. You should, because you're working hard. So the same way you're making sure your babies have clothes, the same way you're making sure your babies have every damn thing they ask for, because as mothers, we're trying to do it. You got to do it for Kendra too. But also, you see how you said you used to think about that, but now you don't. It's the mindset shift, because now Kendra want to keep more of her money, right? You're not trying to spend your money on everything. So I think it comes with seeing your money, seeing that you're able to keep it and you want to. I know for me, that was my mind shift. I was like, okay, girl, I can save this. Oh, that's how much you got in your account. I like to see the money in my account. So that's what shifted my mind from wanting to spend it all to I just want to see my money. Let me sign on to the online banking and see what I was going for.
So do you feel...
Sorry, that's really quick. That's what MJ Harris kind of said too. He was like, you know what? I like seeing my money go up. That's another reward. Aside from me spending it, I like to see that number grow. Sorry, Dewan.
No, you good. So I was just asking, how important do you think, because I noticed a theme, right? So you have an account for, you like to see your money go up, number one. Then you have an account for your trips. Then you have an account for Christmas and account. So how important are incentives and like the little small victories, so to speak? How important is that for in order to like inspire you or to motivate you to keep going? Because like there are times when it's difficult, right? When like, especially I can imagine starting out where you're trying to get it going and you fall off the rails, and like you were making reference to earlier, like you're kind of just like, oh shit, like I should have been over here, but now I'm over here. How do we get here? So how important are incentives to like A, keep you grounded, and B, motivate you to keep going?
Very important. Listen, you have to do for yourself. You have to take care of yourself. If you don't, you're going to get tired of working. You're not going to care about these bills. You're not going to care about doing anything else, because you're going to be like, hell, I'm just working to pay bills. That's it. You don't care anymore. But if you do little things for yourself along the way, it's like, okay, well, let me keep working because I know I can go on vacation. Let me keep working because I know I can save up to buy that Apple Watch. It's like when you give yourself, well, not even give yourself, because you deserve it. You're working hard. But when you just enjoy your money, it makes you want to work harder to continue to enjoy your money. It's not just about paying bills. Like, that's one thing I want people to understand. We can't just be working to pay bills. We got to work to enjoy life. We got to work to enjoy our money. So we have to find ways to do that. We have to. And that's to stop paying all these people we paying.
That's a bar. Just a follow up to that. So like the new buzzword, right, is kind of like, you got to invest, right? And you hear, Dogecoin, Bitcoin, all kind of cryptocurrency, and then stock markets and stuff like that. Do you feel that's necessary to be comfortable or to build like any sort of wealth, or do you feel like their proper money management is enough?
I honestly believe we should invest. Like, that's what I'm trying to learn now. Like, I'm trying to get into investments. I'm trying to learn how to make my money make more money, because a lot of savings accounts, the interest is not even worth it. sometimes the money markets or the CD, different things like that, it's not even worth putting your money there. I'm just going to be honest with you, because a lot of banks and institutions are going to online. You don't have to have anybody to open the account, so you're not getting the interest. They're not paying out a lot. So I definitely think we need to learn how to invest. That's where I'm at in my journey. I need somebody to sit down and teach me, show me where to put my money in these different places so my money can make money. Because I want to sit back one day and just sit fine and
let your money work for you.
You make money in my sleep. That's the goal.
But I will tell you, Meaka, when you get into like investments and stocks and stuff like that, like people can tell you I'm not saying people could tell you anything like with a negative connotation, but it's one thing when somebody tells you something, and then it's one thing when you do it. Yeah. So when I started playing around with investments, I was listening and I was hearing what a lot of people were saying. And I'm also in a group with a bunch of guys who are like day traders. So like, I see a lot of this stuff and like I learned a lot from them. But what I did realize, and I'm just passing this along for your journey and for the stock market, is that that shit is something you're going to have to kind of play with yourself. You're going to have to play with doing calls and puts and predicting what's going to go up and what's going to go down. But like, you just don't, you can't just make these off the fly decisions. Like you have to go and invest. Okay, well, why am I going to invest in Ford or GE Motors? And you go and you read the articles. Okay, well, now they're coming out with electronic vehicles. Now you got competition with Tesla. So, okay, well, now I know my Tesla numbers are going to be down. So, and then you also have to look at like what it is that you're looking for as far as your investment, whether it be you're looking for a long-term investment will determine how you buy in, or whether you're looking for just a quick flip. So those are like little trinkets of things that you're gonna like kind of have to experience on your own to see how the money grows, because I can tell you for sure that you're gonna invest and your heart is gonna sink when you when you see the market go down, because I've been a part of that where the market goes down and I lost a tremendous amount of money. So, but it comes back. But I just think that in regards to Dewan's question, is it necessary? No. But is it useful and resourceful for our children to learn? Like you said, you want to make money in your sleep. You want that to work for you. But is it like valuable to teach our children so that they know that business acumen? Yes. Passive income is also something that like we need to teach our kids as far as financial literacy. There's nothing wrong with having a side hustle. You just have to have your exit plan. Nobody wants to be working 2 and 3 jobs for the rest of their lives. But like you said, you making these different accounts and you setting it up. So if you have everything organized, okay, I can go hustle and do Uber Eats for 6 months. I got this account. So all of that money is going to go there. So
you just got triggered.
Yeah, everything. So did you see me get excited when you started giving me information on investing? I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
I'm all ears and I'm listening. But I do think your foundation still is going to be your money management. Mm-hmm. It's all going to come back down to your foundation. Yes, with all of it. That's your foundation.
Check. Kendra?
Okay. What's a tip that you can give mothers like on what's a good age and how to start installing in kids money management? When my kids were maybe like 5, I'm a helicopter mom, so I got them little cell phones right away. And my kids would get a lot allowances every week, and I would tell them, you got to pay $5 a month for your cell phone bill. And so every month when they would get an allowance once a week, but at the end of the month I would say, okay, you need to pay your cell phone bill. And they would give me $5, which I put in their savings, right? And now that they're teenagers, both of them are very aware of money management because of that, right? Because that also taught them a discipline, right? Because it's like, well, I can go buy some candy, but I got to pay my cell phone bill. I think like, what was it, like last week, my daughter gave me $300. She said, can you put this in a bank for me? I said, where the hell you get $300? She said, I've been saving.
Mhm.
So that was how I kind of like started teaching my kids the value of the dollar for one,
Mhm.
and how to actually manage that. Do you have any tips for mothers on like when to start or how to start teaching the value of the dollar to them and how to spend it?
When they start asking for it.
Yeah.
When they start asking for our money. But no, that's kind of the same thing that I did, Kendra. We do an allowance. Y'all, first of all, my kids, I have 4, even the 3-year-old, they sat down, they wanted to negotiate their allowance. I'm like, who are
Okay,
these
boss. Okay,
Nice.
bosses.
who are these
Okay,
people
bosses.
trying to negotiate my money? You know,
You
like
taught them well.
but yes, like we have an allowance around here, and they know as long as their allowances are done, they get money every week, right? Well, as long as their chores are done, they get money. Now I have a 16-year-old now that wanted the iPhone Pro Max 12, whatever it is. I don't have it, and he's 16 and he wanted. So it's like, okay, let's teach them responsibility, because a lot of times when we buy them things, the screens are broken, they don't care, it's laid around somewhere, what have you, right? But in order for him to get this phone, he has to pay on it every month. It's like $45 a month. The screen is not broken. I see him cleaning the screen. He's taking care of it because that's his money that he has to pay for, right? So it also teaches him responsibility, because if you want things, you have to pay for it. And it also teaches him to save money from his allowance, because he needs to pay for that phone that he wants. Because the first time you miss a payment, hand it over, it's repossessed. So he had missed the payment. The screen is not broken, and it's probably the cleanest phone in the house, right? But then my
Yeah.
girl, I have one daughter that she still probably has her allowance from 2-3 months ago. Like she has a plan. She was like, I'm saving to my birthday in October. She's listening. Now we have that one that as soon as she get her allowance, she needs to go to the store. So it's just still having those conversations. And it was her seeing her sister has money, her brother has a phone and she has nothing. That changed her mindset too, because it was like, they got money and I don't, so she's seeing those things, around her. So it's really just being open, having those conversations with them, just talking to them about money and making sure they understand, on their level. So if they're 3 and they're talking about money, get on their level and talk about it. Some of us didn't know, so now we're starting now.
Yes.
Our children are older. Get on their level and talk about it.
Yes, absolutely.
E?
I'm not triggered anymore. But okay, so my daughter will be 20 soon, and I was teaching her about like where I messed up at in life, right? Money wise. And I have also, please don't judge me, y'all. And I also have a sister who just turned 20 like 6 months ago. So, so anyway, so I was teaching my daughter, like, she was, and I taught her around like 16. I was telling her about, some money moves, like, hey, listen, baby girl, this is what you need to do, because daddy didn't do this, dad didn't do this, and dad didn't do that, right? So, I gave her like certain little tips or whatever. By the time she graduated high school, my daughter had a 700 plus credit score. She had some money in the bank. She had money in the bank. And, recently she moved into her own apartment. And she had got her a brand new, well, not brand new car. It only had one owner, but she had got a car with low mileage. Her credit had her payment down, and this, that, and the other. In her job, she saves about $800-900 a month after all bills are paid. And I'm like, okay, like I'm trying to show her how to move her money and everything, but I was literally taking notes just to give to her for this episode. But it's something you said, like when they start asking for money, like, that's when you have the conversation, like, how do you, because kids start asking for money for candy around like 4. That ice cream, well, where I live at, ice cream truck don't come around. But how do you have that conversation with them when they're that young? Like you said, your 3-year-old negotiates, which is
Yeah.
awesome. That
Yeah.
3-year-old
That's
has
dope
a
as fuck.
code of life.
That's dope as
It
fuck.
wasn't cool when they was all looking at me. It was not. It wasn't cool at all. But okay, so the 3-year-old, she sees, her older brother and sisters get money, so of course she wants something, right? So even if it's 4 quarters, 8 quarters, something like that, we give her. And if we go to the store, and we're just having a conversation, oh, you want that candy? It's going to be 2 of your quarters, or it's going to be all of your quarters. Do you want to spend all of your quarters, or do you want to have some so the next time we come to the store? So just asking her that, and she can either choose, I'm going to spend all of my quarters now. You don't have any more until next week. Or she can choose, okay, I'm going to spend 2 of my quarters. But I just asked her that. Do you want to give them all your money and you don't have any more? Or do you want to save some? And she would tell us, I want my candy. I'm spending all of it. Okay. But if we go to the store again, since you negotiated that, you spent all your quarters at the last store trip. But just asking her, I will ask questions. What do you want to do? Do you want to give her all your quarters?
Okay.
So when it comes to that, really, I mean, it's about the same thing as like financial literacy, right? Would you say that it's all about speaking the same language as people that you're trying to give the information to, and like that kind of functions as like a microcosm for like the community as a whole, right? Like a lot of people I feel like aren't interested or aren't presented with the information because it's not interesting to them. So like that's what I was skimming through like a lot of your stuff, and it was kind of like you're reaching people where they are. Like you're talking, hey mom, you need to do this. And I thought that was like really dope. Carla.
Okay, I'm on my last question.
Yeah, if you want to be. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know what notes you took. So yeah, sure. We call it that.
Well, I did have a question written down. So I do have a question for you, Meaka. So what do you think, like, what amount of money is considered comfortable to you in terms of savings? Like it could be general. Like, what do you think the average person should consider as being comfortable having in savings, like a dollar amount, just in general?
Okay, I'm not gonna say a dollar amount because I always say your money looks different from mine, right? My money looks different from Kendra, so we have to think about what works for us in our household. Because I can say, well, maybe 3 months of household expenses will be comfortable, right? My 3 months of household expenses maybe 10, 12,000, whereas Kendra's maybe 5, 6,000. So I always say, live your financial freedom life. Live what's comfortable for you. Stop looking at the next mom. Stop looking at the next woman, because a lot of times we're trying to keep up or we're comparing ourselves to her, but as long as my money is working for my household and whichever amount that is, I'm okay with it, so I don't like to put a dollar amount and say you need to have $5,000 in savings. No, because $5,000 may not be enough for you. $5,000 may be a lot for you. So I say, look at your finances, what's going to be comfortable for Carla, and then hit that goal, right? So we can't put an amount on it.
I asked you that because we had like wealth is like this invisible philosophy. This is just my opinion. Like wealth is this invisible philosophy. Like we all want it, we all want to attain it, but like we don't necessarily know like what wealth is. Like at what point are you considered wealthy, or at what point are you considered financially stable? So I kind of
argument.
If somebody would have asked me the same question, I would have had the same answer as you, Meaka. So thank you for that.
Yeah, we can't look at your money, or you can't look at mine. It's what's going to make me comfortable? What's going to make me feel like I have financial freedom, or the stability, the freedom to say, okay, I know my bills are paid. I'm not stressed about those bills. I know my household is taken care of. I'm not stressed about that. I know I'm taken care of. I'm not stressed about that. So we have to look at those things. And I think that's what financial freedom is for each individual household.
Dope. So it's about that time, Meaka. I feel like we could talk to you like all night though.
And I can
I
talk
know. You're awesome, Meaka.
Thank you.
Yeah, so we'll definitely schedule something. I mean, I know you and Kendra got some hush hush secret squirrel shit in the works. And we can't wait to unveil that to the rest of the world, man, because I really think that y'all are onto some, all right, you're onto some dope shit. I came here to give you more cap than I actually did tonight, because you're just that engaging. And like at some point, like during your conversation, I want you to know that like you converted me from like a, oh, why is it all about women, to like a yeah, this is really dope fucking information. And it's kind of like, if you're a dude and you're listening to this, you kind of got to chew the meat, spit out the bones, and take in the information that benefits you. So yeah,
Chew the meat.
No, chew the meat and spit out the bones.
Yeah,
so listen, all right, so we'll do so on Grown Man Logic, we do what's called parting shots. And that's pretty much, hey, look, you give your final thoughts. So we'll start with you as our guest. Any like final thoughts or words of wisdom that you want to leave with our audience?
It's a lot. Yes, but I want to leave everybody with, you have to know your money in order to grow your money so you can save your money. That's one thing I always say. If you have the time, take the time, write down your money, write down your expenses, and then start calling these companies to keep your money.
I love that.
Parting shots.
Parting shots, I just got ABCs, right? Act my wage. Be honest with my finances.
Okay.
And call myself out on my shit. Right?
Bars.
You know, that's all, and that's what I'm gonna leave it at. Because it was so much info drop. Act my wage, be honest with my finances, and call myself on my bullshit.
I love it.
Bars. I like that actually. Hey, make sure you trademark that. You might see that on the Power Her purse. That's dope. Kendra, parting shots.
First, Meaka, I don't know if you are thinking about reading. Writing a book. But while you guys were talking, I thought of, maybe Purse Power for Dummies, because I said that because, no, seriously, I said that because when Carla said how much money is enough, I know that there's people out there that's like, I don't fucking know. I don't know where to start. And a lot of the times when we don't know where to start, we don't start. So a lot of questions popped up in my head that, they might sound, people understand things on a different level. So I'm just throwing that out there for you. Maybe Purse Power for Dummies should be in the works. An easy read, but just like some starting points.
Yeah.
Start now.
Now.
I want to buy it.
And
start now.
Okay.
Just all
Meaka,
I just want to be on one of the pages, in the front or the back, and you be like, Kendra told me to do this. That's all I ask for. Also, I'm gonna say this again. I don't give a fuck who don't like it, but women in or out of relationship, I don't care if you're married or not married, you need to have a stash. And I don't give a damn how your man feels about it. You need to have it. And even on like, I'll take it to a serious note really quick, but let's think about the battered woman, right? When sometimes one of the fears is that she don't have nothing and she have to go out and start all over. So that bag, that secret bag, is needed. Okay. And then second, and then third, Eric, did you tell your daughter about the secret stash? Did you tell your daughter about the secret stash?
Oh no, she got it. She got it. But that's not like,
what are you talking about? There's no but.
No, there is a but. She don't need to know her partners unless they married.
You ain't got to tell her that. That's something Kendra decided to do. That's not, you don't have to do that. But she just got to have her secret bag. And that's all.
Kendra, just to add to it, it don't have to be secret, right? Just have your stash.
Oh, yeah.
Period. Because like I said, my husband knows if you decide to walk out and leave today, bye.
Absolutely.
That stash that I've been sitting over here, I'm ready for that, but he knows about it, so he don't know how much it is or whatever, but he knows about it. So it don't have to be a secret stash, but I got my stash.
Mm-hmm.
She was sitting over. He's sitting over there, and he knows about it. He's sitting over there, y'all. Y'all better stop talking about me. Jesus. Sorry. Y'all give me
Listen,
shit.
I feel like this is a really dope conversation. At the end of the day, listen, for our audience, Meaka, tell the people where to find you, because like I feel like that the fountain of information that you showed like a hint of tonight is not nearly as deep as it goes, and that was basically like me skimming over your stuff. So plug your handles really fast. And
Yes, I just changed my name on Instagram, so it's just my name, Omeka.
Girl, I couldn't find you at first.
Oh, because I was the money mom with First Power, so I was like, I'm just gonna be Omeka, and I'm just gonna get this information out there. So now it's just Omeka's on Facebook, Instagram, but also please just text the word purse to 21,000 and join the purse empowerment community, because there I share all kind of information. I give out purse power tips. If there's any classes, anything that's coming up, it's going to be there. So text the word purse to 21,000 and join the purse empowerment community.
21. I just joined.
Thank you.
Really,
thank you.
really dope conversation, and thank you, Kendra, for like linking this whole thing. I feel like the community can benefit. To the Grown Man Logic listeners, financial independence is probably one of the most important things that you can ascertain in this new climate, in this new world, this virtual world, be it investing, be it cryptocurrency, be it financial independence. The important thing is understanding it, be it male, female, things of that nature. And I feel like that we had a lot of great takeaways that works for both sexes in this conversation, but particularly women. Y'all are eating right now, fellas. I'm working back around to hold y'all down, but women, y'all were eating on this one. Fellas, listen, take the advice that you can, that the one that's applicable to you. But just because you don't necessarily carry your purse per se, it doesn't mean that you can't have purse power, because these things of that nature. I want to thank our guest Omeka for definitely blessing us, and we're gonna reach out, and we got some more shit in the works. So y'all stay tuned for that. This has been an episode of the Private Stock, and we'll catch you guys next time. Peace.